Hello Aries, welcome to Truth Well Told Tarot. This is your weekly tarot reading from the 2nd to the 8th of September 2019 for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. I hope you're well, Aries. So as usual, we have 5 cards at the top, all clarified by a separate Rider-Waite tarot deck. We have the past, the present, challenges, advice from tarot and outcome. I've also got a reading card and an angel oracle card for further clarification, Aries. So let's look at the past position. We have the Sun, we have the 3 of Swords, and we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 cards first. Yeah, some of you have really been through the mill in the past. I mean, I put these cards in categories. Invariably, thousands of people watch my videos. So some of you will be at different life stages. So it's the energies that matter. But this is very much some of you having been through really deep hurt, deep wounds, betrayals, hard experiences. I'm definitely feeling that. That could be with relationships. It could be in the workplace. It could be to do with money, wider family, wider friendships. Whatever this is deep wounds of some kind. You know, when these 2 cards are together, this is real kind of like tough energy. But the beautiful thing is about that 3 of Swords is it's brutal truths, brutal realizations that you needed to see in order to move forward. Sorry, I've got some smudge going on in the distance, but there is smoke blowing across for some reason. So the 3 of Swords can be about heartbreak. It can be about, there are levels to this card. It can be about disappointment, hurt, upset, betrayal, third-party relationships, all of that kind of energy. Like I said, it can be in any aspect. And because it is a general reading, you see, this 3 of Swords is exposed to the elements. We have the clouds, we have the rain here. And when a wound is exposed to the elements, it says it's time to heal. We have the 10 of Swords here. And 10s are very much endings, an ending to a situation that has really had you flawed for a period of time, that really cut deep. But the beautiful thing is these dark clouds really represent the negativity from within, that existed from within. But that sun in the distance is rising now. There's a new day, a new dawn. The sun is pushing away the clouds from within. You're letting go. I think some of you are moving on, finally, emotionally, mentally, internally, you're letting go. I do say it's easy to walk away from people, but it's harder to walk away from your internal wounds that you've experienced. And this is where you're moving on, you're letting go. This would have hurt very deep, the 10 of Swords energy, but it's saying that it's time to let it go, to be over, for new beginnings to start. And that's very much where the Sun comes in, because this is a card of restoration, of healing, of finding your own natural power, moving past blocks. You see this wall behind this child and this horse. It's almost like they're walking through barriers, internal barriers that have held them back in the past. And that can be whatever this was in the past. You're healing, you're moving on, you're finding your natural power. Oh, there's an opportunity too. There's real abundance promised when the sun comes out. That's represented by the sunflowers here. It's a really happy card. It says happiness is ahead. There is an element that you have to believe in that. You have to allow yourself to move on in a situation. You have to allow yourself to really understand from within what that wall is. What is stopping you from moving forward now? Because when you do, that's when you liberate yourself from that. Powerful energy. It's a card of good news. For those of you waiting on good news, this can be about new children coming into your life. Can be about animals as well. Animals helping you, move on in a situation. We all are very connected to animals, aren't we? And this can also be about moving forward in terms of material success that's promised you as well. So whatever that means to you, this is really about good news, joy, happiness, celebration, things just turning upwards now, Aries. I think you're getting your life back on track, or you certainly have the opportunity to now. You might feel more restored, or be on the track to feel more restored. This child looks innocent, but he's full of wisdom and experience. He now knows where he's going. He sees the path clear. Everything becomes clear with that sun energy. Whatever hung in the past, you see that sun energy is pushing away those dark clouds and allowing you to move on in situations. So beautiful energies. But you know, I have to give you credit, Aries. It would have taken a lot to move on from that energy. And for some of you, it really shows your strength, your determination, your perseverance in that matter. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles and we have the Moon energy. So the Moon is where you see, this is the present position. The Moon is where our subconscious can play tricks on us. It is the difference between our conscious, which is the sun energy, and the Moon energy, which is our subconscious in a way. Our fears, our doubts, our innate fears and doubts. That can hold us back from moving forward in a situation. This can represent deception, self-sabotage. Could it be moving on from deception in your external life of some kind? It can be where we're just not seeing the bigger picture, and yet this very much is an element of your being guided. Now, interestingly, the sun is that divine energy and the moon reflects the sun. So there's an element here of hidden blessings. You're being guided forward, and this is the Hierophant. You see, the message here for me is, even though you don't see it, Aries, things are changing. There is a grand plan. There are hidden blessings. You are being guided whether you know it or not. This is the seen versus the unseen. And there's a promise here of equilibrium in your life being restored. There's an element here of listening to advice, people who you trust that can give you advice. There's an element here to be open to listen, be open to receive wisdoms from other people who want to guide you. But this is very much guiding energy from God, the divine, the universe, whatever it means to you. Now, in practical terms, the Six of Pentacles can also be just making headway in terms of finances as well, or solidity in your life. It can also be about be open to receive beautiful gifts here. Even though you don't see it coming your way, there is something beautiful here. Be open to receive now. This is very much about giving and receiving. So I think this is very much hidden blessings, even though you don't see the bigger picture right now. Be open to receive guidance, but also receive maybe gifts from the universe now, because there is powerful guidance here. There is guidance here, there is guidance here, there's guidance here, Aries. There's even guidance here, because this is the sun in Gemini. So, powerful message. I do feel for some of you are being guided. There is a kind of promise of getting balance back in your life, certainly on the material security point of view as well. But yeah, just be open to receive wisdom from people, but also you are being guided forward now. Your challenge, Aries. Okay. Now, interestingly, I want to point this out. You have, so far I've seen there's a 3 here and there's a 3 here. The 3 of Swords, you see, when I said, even with that energy, it is about manifesting. The 3 of Swords' ultimate goal is to enable you to move on, is enable you to start healing in order to manifest, in order to move on. The 3s in tarot are all about manifestation, the beginnings of manifestation. And this is very much the 3 of Pentacles on a practical level. You have the skills and experience to rebuild your life for the better. This is your challenge. When you really focus, when you prioritize, Aries, when you don't try and do a number of things at once, that's when you really come into your own. This is slow but steady energy. But my goodness, this person is building solid foundations for the future. And it's on the worldly level. Pentacles are worldly level. So Pentacles can be associated with our homes, our property, our careers, our money, our immediate relationships. You're building solid, or you certainly have the opportunity to start building solid foundations, to manifest, to allow yourself to start moving on. Might well be people are helping you. This can be a collaborative effort. You know, there's an element here that you have the support that you need. But this is Mars in Capricorn as well. Don't forget, Mars is your ruler. This is when you really channel your power, Aries, when you really put your nose to the grindstone. Real powerful things can happen, certainly in terms of career, in establishing solidity in your life, solid relationships. That's a great energy, and this is where you're getting that boost from your ruling planet. So beautiful energy. And it's allowing you to move on from maybe being caught up. The Nine of Swords can be about being caught in negativity. It can interfere with your routine, sleep patterns, health sometimes. It is where when we allow negativity to own us, they just kind of like things spiral out of control. They stack up like the swords on this wall. There's an element here of, you see, and this is Mars in Gemini. And it is about using your natural power now, your raw power, the Mars power, to really be productive in order to rebuild, in order to move on and focus and channel your practical skills, your experience, ground yourself, Aries, ask for help where it's needed to actually move out of this energy. Because there is a chance now to move on. This is about the beginnings of manifestation. And whatever you're building solid foundations for the future. Beautiful energies. I'm going to say we have Justice and the Judgment next to each other, okay? I think it's to do with this Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords situation as well, and certainly the Nine of Swords, whatever's gone on in the past. These two are very much about earthly justice and also divine judgment in a way. Together, they are a powerful combination of giving your worries, your baggage almost, whatever your heart, maybe bitter feelings or when we feel ill done to, when we've been treated badly, all of that kind of thing. It is about giving it up to the universe now, because there is an element here of the universe always rights itself. Wrongs will be righted, and certainly with justice and judgment next to each other, this can sometimes talk about divine retribution. So it is about letting go in order to move forward now in your life. Very much those two cards. Let the universe deal with negativity. If you've been ill done to by somebody or a group of people or a situation of some kind, Aries, it is about leaving it to justice and judgment now, because wrongs will be righted. There is a promise of wrongs being righted, karmic justice. So I just wanted to mention that really for those of you who need to hear that. We have Justice, we have the Ten of Cups, and we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. I'm going to start with these two. Let's start with these two. This is in the advice from angel spirits, guides. Five of Pentacles is very much about lack breeds lack. So when you allow yourself to be, and it's not dissimilar to the to the Nine of Swords. This is people who have felt isolated. This are people who have felt like they've been out in the cold. They could have been struggling financially in a situation. It might well be if you're in between jobs or careers in some way, Aries, and you found it tough. Certainly in terms of, financial, certainly financial constraints would appeal to this card. This can also be about, worrying about material things in your life, worldly things in your life. So, like I said, your home, your property, your career, your money, all of that kind of thing. Can also be about the relationships that we forge, the immediate relationships. So partner, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, well, more immediate, solid relationships. So family relationships, really. This is very much about saying, even though you might feel negative, Aries, you are still being guided. This is still the Hierophant in the background, because there is a church here. And even though you don't know it in your darkest times, there is an element that the divine guidance is there. So it's for those of you who are spiritual, it's a beautiful message. These people could go in and seek shelter in this church to the left of them, but they don't see it because they're so absorbed in negativity. It is about seeing the bigger picture in order to move forward in a situation, getting perspective on a situation, not looking at what other people are doing as well, not looking at how people might have got away with a situation or their actions now. Like I said, there is some kind of like karmic justice, wrongs being righted anyway. This is very much about focusing on your path, getting perspective in order to move forward in a situation now, Aries. And we know that your challenge, the Three of Pentacles, as soon as you do, that's when you bring about positive things in your life. And the justice is very much about worldly justice. So there's an opportunity for truth coming out, wrongs being righted. It is also about you getting balance in your life now, very much that Six of Pentacles energy as well. This is very much about, I mean, this could be legal situations or legal disputes that you might have had with contracts. I mean, obviously it links to things like divorce, separation of assets, custody battles. It can link with government institutions of some kind. It can also link with, disputes on contracts in the workplace as well. This is where there will be a just and fair outcome for the way you might have been treated in the past. For somebody who made you feel worthless, for somebody who didn't see your value or make you feel valued in some way as well. This is about wrongs being righted. It's also about doing the right thing by you now as well, in order to bring balance back in your life. But truth comes out. This is a sword of truth. It's a sword of victory. It points to the heavens. There will be equilibrium restored. Balance will be restored. The universe will right itself. And now is the time that when you really focus, Aries, we have the Ten of Cups here. This is such a happy card. Second to the Sun, this is one of the most positive cards in the tarot deck. This can be about a milestone. This can be about reaching a certain stage in your life. Tens can sometimes be about endings, but they're also milestones. They're also reaching a certain level. And there is an opportunity here that can be soulmate relationships or finding people who support you emotionally. This can also be about a happy family. It can be about you protecting your home, your assets in that respect. There is real abundance here. But this is Mars in Pisces, and it's where that productivity. You see, we've got the Pisces card here with the moon energy, and I'm just kind of feeling that when you really channel your energy, when you really channel your power, that's when you become productive, because it counteracts that deceptive, that watery, emotional quality of the Piscean energy. And Pisces just calms down the aggressive Mars energy to make it very productive. So there's an element here of step by step, you're really bringing about emotional happiness, contentment, success in your life, because these two people are feeding that rainbow. This is a divine rainbow, but they're hard work. They understand relationships take hard work. They understand careers take hard work. Abundance takes hard work. And when you really channel your power, Aries, that's when you start turning your life around for the better. So, powerful message. Okay, I'm going to take these two first. So the top two cards, we have Judgment and the Page of Swords. You're seeing things clearly now, certainly with that Page of Swords. You may have an idea to move on, maybe a new beginning or a new direction, a change of mind on a certain situation. It can certainly talk about getting perspective on a situation in order to move on, in order to break free of the ties of the past. Now, interestingly, the sword linked with the mind, and this is very much where that Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords, you're cutting out of your life, you're moving on. This is somebody who is getting clarity in their mind, in their inner world. And rising ambition is associated with that Page of Swords. So really coming back to who you are in a way, Aries. The Judgment card is an awakening. This is coming because you're awakening to what you're really capable of. And it doesn't surprise me because that started with that Sun energy, the wonderful energy of restoration, of healing, of nurturing, of standing in your own light again. The Judgment card is about letting go of what's been holding you back in order to really move forward, Aries. Letting go of the darkness in order to step into the light. It asks you to forgive where you can forgive, because forgiveness, I do say this a lot, is not necessarily for other people, but it's a way of releasing. It's the only way that we can release, because if you don't allow yourself to forgive, you carry it with you. So there's an element of when you forgive, you move on in a situation, but obviously that depends whether you can or not. You've had to, judgment is very much about standing up to be judged by your actions and also other people's actions towards you. So there is an element, like I said, with justice and judgment here. It is about really giving up what's been holding you back, your internal hurts, your internal wounds, how you might have been treated in situations. Give it to the universe now, because judgment is pretty much saying, listen, don't worry about that anymore. You focus on your path. This is about clarity, truth. You focus on your path now in order to move forward. Let us deal with, righting wrongs. It is about you, because, this is very much karma. This is powerful karma being on your side, pushing you forward, but also talking about some karmic retribution as well, certainly with that Justice card. Yeah. You are getting back on track. The Knight of Pentacles is getting back on track in a situation. It can be an offer or an opportunity as well for those of you looking certainly on job and career opportunities. This is really powerful. Also financial opportunities as well. This is where that you could have gone through a period of stagnation, Aries, but you're coming through. I kind of feel now you're coming through the other side, and you're slowly but surely moving on. You're getting your life back on track. And the world energy is very much breaking free, breaking through into a new phase of your life. You've overcome challenges of the past. You have overcome lessons of the past, and you've grown. You've grown emotionally, spiritually, physically. All of those kind of things to move on. This is a card of real worldly success as well. It is the world. It is the end of the major arcana. It is also about celebration, happiness, positive things to come, a major ending in your life. Now, there is an element, certainly with judgment here and the world, allow things to end in order to move forward. But this is a really positive card, overcoming a tough journey in order to come through the other side, and you are getting back on track now. There could be opportunities coming your way too, but powerful message there. I think this can also be linked to worldly success too, but yeah, beautiful energies. So the angel card we have is manifestation. That doesn't surprise me. We do have cards of manifestation. We do have cards of letting go now, Aries. We do have cards of the fact that you're being guided. There is also an opportunity now to rebuild, because when you really channel your energy, that's when you're in your element. And it is knowing your skills and experience, that you have what it takes to bring about change now. So the reading card that I have is Blue Star. Follow the light of your inner compass, the blue star. It will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. Like I said, you're being guided. It is trusting your internal energies now to move forward, understanding that you have that power to change your life for the better. And you've got some powerful cards here. So major endings, major releases, the universe very much righting itself, but moving away from things that have held you back as well, Aries. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. I hope it's a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.